It's been 1 year since Pope Francis released Fratelli Tutti, his third encyclical, which explores the concept of social friendship. One of the letter's central themes is a call to respond to woundedness, something we find all around us, in our personal relationships, our communities, our families, and in our social systems. Fratelli Tutti urges us to open our eyes to this woundedness and to follow the example of the Good Samaritan, who does not pass by his wounded neighbor, but instead stops and meets the man's needs. One of the most visible examples of woundedness in our society today is the system of capital punishment. It often leaves the voices of victims out of the process. It permits ugly racial bias and exacerbates the trauma experienced by family members, not to mention the many lives it snuffs out. The death penalty is the epitome of the throwaway culture. Pope Francis recognizes this too. In Fratelli Tutti, he reminds us that the death penalty violates human dignity. He reaffirms the Church's teaching that capital punishment is inadmissible and says there can be no stepping back from this position. You can imagine how welcome it was to see the encyclical only further cement this stance, especially at a time when the US federal government was in the midst of its deadliest execution spree in modern history, where 13 lives were needlessly taken solely out of a thirst for revenge. The federal killings proved that what Fratelli Tutti says about vengeance is true. Nothing is gained this way and everything is lost. But Fratelli Tutti doesn't stop at simply condemning capital punishment. It also offers us a vision for what justice can look like, a way of being in relationship with one another that honors human dignity and creates opportunities for healing and transforming the woundedness of our lives. Although Pope Francis doesn't use the words restorative justice, in the encyclical, he brings forth the essence of restorative justice values and principles, calling for a kind of justice that seeks the truth, that promotes accountability, and that honors the voices and needs of victims. It is a prophetic invitation to respond to harm and woundedness in a manner that models Christ's and the Good Samaritan's reconciling way. At CMN, we see the impacts of Fratelli Tutti continuing to ripple outward through national movements to transform our broken criminal legal system. The firm opposition to capital punishment found in Fratelli Tutti has strengthened Catholic anti-death penalty advocacy. It has enriched CMN's efforts to dismantle death penalty systems and to oppose executions. Maybe you've taken part in some of these actions. The encyclical has also strengthened a Catholic understanding of restorative justice. When CMN prepared to launch our new Restorative Justice Engagement Guide, a chapter from Fratelli Tutti helped give the resource its name, Paths of Renewed Encounter. It's full of Fratelli Tutti wisdom and quotes, and outlines the foundational concepts of restorative justice and ways it can be practiced in Catholic communities. Perhaps the greatest gift of Fratelli Tutti is its challenge for each of us to face the woundedness in our lives with hope and tireless action rooted in the gospel. Whether within our family, our community, or social systems, we are called to be agents of healing, like the Good Samaritan, who witnessed woundedness and had courage to do something about it.